Welcome to the Fearfic Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Welcome, fans of the Fear Fiction Podcast, to the first and likely last installment of Sleep or No Sleep. I am your host, Abysmii. I am on my second Irish coffee.
Oh.
And we're going to play a game. What'd you say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I said...
Contestant 2, what did you say?
I said, happy to be here, Clive McLiven, whatever your name was.
Clive Barker.
Clive Barker.
I wrote the thing that became Candyman.
Ooh.
Alright, so what I have done is I have gathered 10...
Oh, boy.
I've gathered 5 and then written 5... No sleep titles. Yeah.
Gathered 5 titles. Number 5
titles. So I have 10 total.
Doesn't that always happen? You just go to a bar. It's like, we got 10, and then you get home, and she finds out you got 5.
God damn it. Fingers.
So, I lost my hand in another game of pool, honey.
Oh, no.
I lost my hand masturbating my 5-inch wiener.
Fucking hell.
I
wish I hadn't. But go ahead.
Yeah, so 5 of these are real, 5 I have made up, and the 2 of you
so
are
it is
guess. 10. Yeah, it's 10 total.
What the fuck? Okay.
10 total. I meant to say 10 total at the beginning. All right. So
you are a terrible host.
I am. I am a better contestant.
What did Abysmii say his name was at the beginning? Was it Stanley Flannel?
It's Shut the Fuck Up. That's what it is.
You have to come up with a host name.
Close your browsers. Do not have No Sleep up on your thing. I can't enforce this. I just hope you don't cheat. And here we go.
All right.
First title. I just started working the night shift at my university library. I found an envelope with rules that weren't in the employment manual. Dead Palette, you go first.
Oh, fuck. I rang in.
Oh, well, sorry. No, you dinged in. You get to go first. I take that back.
I will say not real. Dead Palette, it is now your turn.
Okay.
Real.
Okay. Second, my sister loves Minions.
That's
real.
It?
Real.
That is real. Yeah, that is real.
That is painfully real.
Are we going to give the same answer for everything? It's going to tie no matter what's right or wrong.
All right, third title. Greg.
Fake, not real. Nobody on No Sleep would write a story named Greg. Not one word title. No, I don't believe it.
Dead Palette, your answer.
Real.
No, not real. If that were a real story, it would be, my cousin Greg told me the date I was going to die, right in front of everyone at Thanksgiving. Now I wish he hadn't,
Okay. Fourth title. Someone was watching me for 170 minutes.
Ooh. Fake.
Yeah, I'm going to say fake. That sounds like you bringing up the cliche of timestamps in stories.
Well, your laugh just confirmed that we're right. That one's not real.
This is so fun.
Let's move on. All right. Storage bin, Steve.
Fifth title. Fuck this hospital.
Real.
Yeah.
Both contestants say real.
Yep.
All right. Sixth title.
DP, we probably should have been keeping track because he said 5 are real and 5 aren't. We probably should have. We're going to say 8 aren't real.
There's something lurking in the hot springs. Pictures included.
Fake. Nobody ever includes pictures on No Sleep.
Yeah, that's the same logic I was going to use.
Both contestants say fake. Seventh title. The frat party to end all frat parties, or Birds of a Feather.
Is the or Birds of a Feather in parentheses?
No.
Is Birds of a Feather in quotation marks?
No.
Fake.
Real.
Split on this one. All right. If it's raining outside and it doesn't make a sound, don't go outside. Don't walk into the light. And most importantly, don't let the door shut behind you.
Real?
Oh my god.
That is so... if you made that up, it's only because you're going to write a story on No Sleep with that title, because that is too fucking real.
It's only because I have the Reddit app on my phone, and I'll just scroll through Reddit, and most of it's fucking No Sleep titles. That's where I get them all when I put them on Twitter.
So you admit that's fake, then?
I admit nothing.
That's real.
I say it's real, yeah.
Okay, both say real. I walked into an abandoned laundromat. When I tried to use the dryer, a corpse popped out.
God, I want to say that's real, but I have to say it's fake.
Ooh, that's real. That's real, isn't it?
A split again.
Split on this one. Do not take...
A skeleton popped out, literally. But God.
Literally. Well, that wouldn't be a... Well, is the skeleton count as a corpse?
Skeleton's
is a corpse
in there.
Just a dead body?
Skeleton's in there.
It's just a dirty skeleton.
Yeah.
They didn't actually get the whole cycle in there, so...
Dirty Skeleton, by the way, is my favorite blues singer.
This is the last title.
Dirty skeleton.
Why don't you come and polish my bone?
Do not take Valscarium. Do not take Valscarium. Do not take Valscarium.
Valscarium?
This is just, and it's like, if you or a loved one has been harmed by Valscarium...
Consult your closest no-sleep author.
If you're suffering from night terrors, limb loss, limb terrors, night loss,
maggots, tax evasion,
haunted skeleton, jazz singers, blues singers.
If you find yourself compelled to say the N-word.
Listen, okay? Look, doctor prescribed these. I didn't know.
I didn't read the side effects. That's on me.
A doctor's note is not the same as a pass, okay? I will say that is real. I think the etymology of the word is somebody took Valium and injected scare into the middle, but we did have Siliquid, so I think that I can accept that as real.
You do live in a post-Siliquid world.
Yes. Siliquid can't melt steel beams. I'm
going to go fake. And my logic to this is some of these have such... I'm kind of doing like the guess. You have A, B, true, false. Sometimes you just got to pick the contrarian. I'm gonna go the opposite.
Okay.
I can see it being fake.
Okay, so we split on that one.
All right, so tell DP he won.
Well, because I love you guys, I have a bonus title in here.
Oh.
I can't deliver this pizza.
DP, why don't you go first? Because I caught myself answering first every single fucking time. So go ahead.
Oh boy. It's
actually I rang in first. I'm gonna say fake.
I'm
gonna say fake.
Real.
Well, say fake. All right, I have lied to both of you. All 11 of these are real No Sleep titles.
You son of a bitch. Oh.
God damn it.
God damn you, game show host cocksuckly.
And I'm out.
Clive Suckley.
All of these are 100% real. Are they still on No Sleep? Probably not. They've all probably been taken down eventually. But yeah. Now, I do have 5 more. Some of these I have made up.
What is this?
This is a roller coaster.
You're just gonna fucking lie to us again, you piece of shit.
No. I'm telling the truth this time. Now, I do actually want to see what you guys think of these.
By the way, you are a lawyer. You shouldn't be just lying like this, but go ahead.
Not a lawyer. Can lie all I want. All right, first one.
See, he's lying about not being a lawyer.
That's right.
This screaming kid is ruining our meal, but we can't leave the restaurant.
You said there's going to be 5 of these. What mix are made up and what mix are real? Because you just...
I'm not telling you this time.
You got to tell us because you fucking lied to us.
No, I don't.
DP?
Slimebeast
I'm in control here.
I'm having a great time. That's real. That's real.
I'll say it's fake. I'll say the opposite of what DP says every time because fuck it. I'll say it's fake.
No. Okay. Well, okay, here's the spoiler, Slimebeast. I'm going to say all of them are real because I can't trust anymore.
Well, then we know how this turns out already.
Oh, boy. This is quite fun. I may have to do this a second time.
Okay. I don't know if we're going to let you.
Second one. I got hired as an interrogation specialist for the CIA. ... I know too much, and they're out to get me.
Come on, that's real. That's
Fake.
real.
Totally fake. Totally real.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I...
skeptic.
Yeah.
He's our
Fake
new
news.
character.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Our new character, narcoleptic skeptic.
World
I got this, crisis actors.
Oh, magic bullet.
Somebody
man.
taking an AR-15 and shooting up a organic farmer's market.
They're
Totally unbelievable.
Actors. They're just crisis actors.
Yeah, crisis
Why is he turning into Kermit?
Hey everybody, did you know that 9/11 was an inside job? Yay!
That's just one little frog's opinion. All right, third one. Graveyards don't scare me anymore.
Yeah, real. Come on.
That's fake. Totally fake. Graveyards scare everybody all the time forever.
You guys
Nobody
have
would-
voted the same way 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Abysmii, are you not paying attention?
All right.
Blake Langsworth, whatever your name is, host
Fourth.
of this show.
Fourth. Can't stop. Don't want to either.
Can't stop, don't want.
Won't stop.
That's the whole thing. Can't stop, don't want to either.
That's the whole thing.
That's real. I mean, sometimes you just can't stop.
I'm gonna break it down and drop the beat and say that's fake.
Okay. Last one. Cactus Jack's Tex-Mex Grill. Child abuse tag.
Can you please repeat what you just said for the audience?
Go ahead.
Cactus Jack's Tex-Mex Grill tag. Child abuse.
I said I was going to say real on all of these. I'm going to swerve. I think that's fake.
Well, I'm going to say that is very real because I can see child abuse happening pretty much anywhere.
Hello, it's me, Cactus Jack.
God damn it.
I've undergone an identity change. All right, well, here we go. First one, this screaming kid is ruining our meal, but we can't leave the restaurant. That was real. So Slimebeast got it wrong. Brandon got it right.
Oh no.
Second, I got hired as an interrogation specialist for the CIA. I know too much and they're out to get me. That was fake. I made that up. Slimebeast got it right.
Wait, so
it wrong.
You made that up, right?
I made that up.
Eat shit, DP.
So you made that up, and then it became a thing that existed. So technically, I was right.
I didn't write a no sleep, so no.
No, you wrote a no sleep title, and we're judging them by the titles. Okay, so I won.
Mm-hmm, sure. All right.
Everything
Okay,
I made
I
up,
have a
stay
question.
woke.
I have a question.
What?
Did anything in these titles actually happen? Because if not, they're all fake.
Ooh, counterpoint.
We're getting into the metaphysics of no sleep titles here.
Somebody
Third title, Graveyards Don't Scare Me Anymore. I made that up. That was fake. So Slimebeast got it right.
All right.
Develop got it wrong. Fourth, Can't Stop, Don't Want to Either was real. So
should. Was it written by Lucio?
I should go see if it's still even on the freaking Reddit. And then last one, Cactus Jack's Tex-Mex Grill is a real goddamn title. I
Oh
did
my
not
God.
make that up.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So at the end of the day, all that matters is that I have won yet again.
Did any of us
Good
win? Did
episode.
any of us win?
No, none of us won.
No. The real
Maybe me,
winner
because I had
is
fun
you.
making all this. The real winner is the audience, because they get to listen to this bullshit.
Oh god. Is it? Is it? By the way, if I sound tired tonight during this recording, it's because Abysmii and DP were late to get the Skype call.
Oh, fuck you.
Watching Joker ran long.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be reading full-size candy bars.
Oh yeah. Full size.
Because it's terror time again. Full size of an entire 3 1/4 inches.
Halloween is a made-up holiday to sell candy.
Pagan Hallmark.
All those children at your door, actors. They just send the same 5 kids every time. They just recostume them.
I mean, technically they are. They are dressing up as something else and acting for gain.
Uh-oh.
This gain being
Uh-oh.
candy.
I didn't mean to actually turn Abysmii to the dark side. Uh-oh. I've sleep pilled him.
All the kids coming to your door. All the kids coming to your door. They're all crisis actors. They're saying they're going to trick you. If you don't give them treats, they won't trick you. Those kids are soft.
Is this a Rage Against the Machine song? Kids at your door! Whoa!
Listen, there's a point in your life when things that have happened to you just become stories. I don't mean that they're less important or that they didn't happen, but they just turn into that thing that happened once, no matter how much it affects you. It's just a story, even if you're one who survived.
That's really interesting, but can we start reading?
No.
I hate that you started reading the story and totally drove away my mental image of the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine answering the door to a group of kids with the candy bowl at his crotch and then going, "Whoa!" Just like thrusting it at them with all the candy flying everywhere. You want candy? You want candy? Coming to my door? Coming to my door knocking? Middle of the night? Motherfucker! Whoa! Candy just flying everywhere like a shotgun.
One of the kids is dressed as a police officer. He just like starts throwing shit at him.
Yes. Oh, man. Anyway.
Some of those that want candy are the ones who were enforcers.
God damn it.
Huh! 5 years ago, when we were 15, my best friend Andy and I decided to go trick-or-treating one more time.
Ooh.
Tonight, we're 15.
We're never going to get through this.
I know we were probably too old and the adults in the neighborhood would roll their eyes when we showed up, but we figured they would give up the candy because kids our age were more likely to mess with their house if they didn't get free chocolate.
That's true.
I guess it is for some kids. Like, I don't remember the age I stopped trick-or-treating, but
you have to stop first.
Yeah, true.
Dab.
I've only ever, like, TP'd a house once, and it wasn't for Halloween, though. So, yeah.
Don't ever fucking verbally dab in my presence again. Andy and I weren't like that. Andy and I weren't like that at all, but it didn't make us any less likely to embrace the idea. Free candy is free candy.
When you're too much of a nerd to go to, like, a party with alcohol.
Yeah, and they couldn't buy candy. That'd be disgusting.
Gross.
Being of that age, when lazy becomes an art form in itself, Andy and I weren't just going to go out only to find that we were getting crappy stuff like butterscotch candies or the sort of stuff you'd see in Grandma's candy dish. Leave that for what our parents did. This is the digital age. Pew, pew, pew. Dab.
I ordered free candy off of Uber Eats. This is the digital age.
God damn it.
I ordered it off of Uber Eats, and I wish I hadn't.
No. Uber Sweets.
Oh.
Ooh.
If they don't, like, rename themselves to Uber Sweets, they already haven't, because I already fucking used them this month. Yeah, no. God damn it, Uber, get your shit together.
Yeah. Do what three assholes say.
Nobody would, in real life, would talk shit about butterscotch candies, because butterscotch candies are delicious.
Right.
All right.
Okay. They are objectively at least A tier in terms of candy taste.
They have both of Abysmii's favorite things in the name. Butter and scotch.
If I put butterscotch
verbal dab.
candies in alcohol. Sorry, keep going.
If you know what to... Why am I that?
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
If
Hey
you know what to look
gamers,
for,
if you're
even
going
with,
to go out on Halloween, you might want to take my pet tips.
and even with basic social media skills, you can actually get your route mapped out for you in advance.
Oh my god, that is something he would talk about.
Oh, man.
It accidentally is. Holy shit. Even 4 years ago, kids were all over Twitter posting pics and putting up hashtags where were the really good candy was. It's probably more Instagram now. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well,
Okay, so I just looked up Game Theory web channel just to see whatever recent
boomer.
bullshit he's put on there. And one day ago, it's a FNAF video, of course.
how would
Just-
Freddy get candy? What?
Jesus Christ. We looked for hashtag full size. That is a porn search term if I've ever heard one. God damn.
We looked for hashtag full size and then ended up not going out.
Then the FBI showed up.
Elias, please make sure to put that in the episode.
Yes.
I may need to start dropping hashtag full size all this month. No context.
Oh man.
We could put it all in our. We could all put it in our Twitter by names.
I'm doing that when we're done recording.
Abysmii going on Twitter and being like, "Finally got those Warhammer 4K figures. Hashtag full size." Wait.
40K, you fucking
4K.
casual. 4K.
Yeah.
4K videos. While it sounded like a good idea at the time, it also led to more than a few pictures of dudes naked below the waist. There we go. It wasn't a foolproof way to see gay porn. I mean, find the candy, but it worked at least a little bit. We were able to find.
It depends what candy you're looking for.
Well, it depends on the hashtag, doesn't it? We were able to find a neighborhood not too far from Andy's house that had 4 different stops with full-sized candy bars.
Ooh.
I guess it means what you mean by full-sized.
Yeah. By the way, all joking aside, what do we think of the story so far?
All joking aside, how big is everyone's penis?
Hashtag full size.
It's a little clunky in its wording. The
premise, though, I haven't seen the
premise
premise before, where it's like, we use the internet to find the good candy houses. I'm like, well, alright, I haven't heard that before.
That's pretty much what I was going to say. The writing is kind of not really gripping me. However, I am interested to see where this goes, because it is Halloween for teenagers in the new digital age. That's, cool. Let's see where that goes.
Abysmii.
This is
okay.
This is setting up the classic will it shit the bed thing, when you get a good premise at the beginning and it's like, will it shit the bed? And so I think it's all writing on that. In terms of the quality of writing, it is clunky, but to me, my mindset is always that secondary to the skeleton of the story being something of quality, and so far this is working out.
All right, Abysmii. Okay.
Yeah. What? No, what's up?
I am on Twitter right now, okay?
Okay.
I want you to tweet out, all joking aside, how big is everyone's penis? ? Hashtag full size. I'm going to keep reloading till I see it. Pop up.
All joking aside, how big is everyone's penis? ? Hashtag full size. Boom, done.
Waiting for it. There we go. Okay, we have our thumbnail. Perfect.
Dead Palette likes it in like seconds flat.
For tweets like this, you can follow Abysmii at Abysmii on Twitter. ABYSMII.
I have a Ko-fi account if you want to see more dumbass tweets like this.
You want to find out how big his penis is? Hashtag full size.
Please pin that tweet. Please pin that tweet.
What even is my pinned tweet right now? I don't even fucking remember.
You were going to say, what even is my penis?
It varies from moment to moment, you see.
Oh, I've got all my shout-outs to people now. I can't. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. No, my Ko-fi's my pinned tweet. Fuck it, I'll pin that. Sure. Boom, done.
All right.
So much for that check mark I'll never get.
Now get it printed out on a t-shirt.
Just put it on a cup. Get it printed out on a cup.
To be honest. Barnaby, that wasn't pants. Hey, my penis can fill an entire tall boy. Well, not Phil.
Just get a greeting card. And it's just like roses and flowers on the front, and then you open it up and it's just plain black on white text. And it just says, all joking aside, how big is everyone's penis?
Roses are red. I don't know if they've seen us. All joking aside, how big is everyone's penis? I'll do that. Okay.
All right, I replied. Okay, so back to the story.
Fucking I. Okay, there we go. We each had 3. We each. Oh, there's only 2 of them. Okay. We each had 3 different masks, the cheap, thin plastic kind that gets held onto your head by an even cheaper and thinner piece of elastic or rubber band, ? They were only $1 a piece at the local dollar store next to the condoms, and we got more than that back in chocolate just from those few houses. Sure, by the 3rd time the parents got the clue, but what difference did it make? That's a good question.
Okay, so what I said came true. The kids redressed and came back over and over.
Yeah. They're
masks
scamming them fucking rich white crackers, sipping their lattes, which I'm fine with, whatever.
We searched on the house. We searched for the houses that were giving away rich white crackers.
Dude, it is a known fact that if you go to rich white neighborhoods, they have the most candy and the best candy.
Mm-hmm.
Simple fact of Halloween.
Well, Abysmii is racist. Okay.
Kids, don't listen to Abysmii. Here's the tech. You want to go to the lower middle class areas because they have the smallest yards, but they are still individual houses making enough income to give kids candy. So you want to go to where there's little gap in between people's houses, but people have individual houses. If they're apartments, it's not good. If they're big mansions, then yes, you're getting a full bar, but by the time it takes you to walk through the yard, you're still losing out on the net amount of candy. Okay.
You can go to a gated community of rich white people, and it's all in a very compact row, street by street, and get a shit ton of candy. That's not lower middle class. No. That's middle class to rich.
You're both.
Yeah, but you'll get.
You're both wrong.
You'll get shot if you have Skittles.
You're both wrong.
So don't bring Skittles.
You're both wrong.
Well, what if somebody gives you Skittles?
Hide your damn Skittles.
Jesus Christ! You're okay. We're just blowing past these Trayvon Martin references, but
hide the Skittles up your butt, and no one will know.
Hide your Skittles. Hide your wife.
Okay, so you're both wrong. What you got to do is you got to go down Route 210.
Rob a convenience store.
No, you go down Route 210. You turn on Jump and Run. You go about halfway through the development till you see a trailer that's up on cement blocks, no underpinning.
Yes, we know how to get to your house.
Yeah, I was about to say, why are we going to your house?
Fuck you guys. All right, joke over. Back to the story, you fuck knobs.
Did you tagged Brie Larson in that tweet?
Yes, I want to find out how big her cock is.
It's pretty big. With all that Marvel money.
Yeah. Big dick energy.
Yeah,
that was the whole fucking premise of Captain Marvel was big dick energy.
It's your turn to read.
All right, well, whatever. All right, by the time we actually went out, only about an hour had passed until most of the houses were turning off their lights or blowing out the candles in their pumpkins. So you live in the digital age, you use the computer to find out where the big candy bars are, and you leave an hour before everybody turns their lights out. What idiots.
Yeah, that's
you
sloppy.
Stupid 15-year-old bastards. We went out a bit later than the other kids because we were older, and of course that meant we couldn't be out at the same time as the little kids. Huh?
We went out a bit later than other kids. And of course that meant we couldn't be out.
Is this maybe sort of like a local thing in the author's neighborhood where they say, little kids go out first and get their pick of everything. Then, the 10-year-olds, and then,
No, I think they're saying, like, they don't want to be associated with the little kids.
Which is stupid because you would just want to be at the high... You just want to go for as long as possible.
They're immature 15-year-olds.
But they've done this before, so they wouldn't be ignorant of the just methods and realities of trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating. Whatever.
Well, you're dumb enough to think that you need to go to a gated community, so obviously the war rages on, Abysmii.
Mm-hmm. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
First of all,
like an empty bag of candy.
I guess last of all, I just want to say, by the way, that Abysmii would not be shot even if he was wearing a full suit of Skittles armor because he is white. Okay, so...
He's green.
I'm green. I appear as a white person on Earth when I'm here.
Whoa, you chose to be white?
I mean, we received all those, transmissions from your planet, and everyone was fucking white, so I just thought that's what people were.
Oh, man.
Abysmii canceled. Doesn't consider black people human.
Yep.
Extraterrestrial has problems with race relations.
Huh.
Andy was scrolling through Twitter. Abysmii canceled for soliciting penis sizes. Andy was scrolling through Twitter trying to see if why is the news reporter talking with a bear mask on. Andy was scrolling through Twitter trying to see if there were any penis sizes, any other houses close by that we could hit up that wasn't having much luck. I was looking through what had to turn out to be a pretty epic haul.
It was to epic weed.
Okay, they're 15. That's on.
The author's not 15
character.
now, though. Well, maybe, actually, yeah.
Who knows?
Epic haul when the loot box had a lot of good candy in it. Epic haul when he nudged me with his elbow and held out his phone for me to see. Hey, there's one more, he said, his voice muffled between his white supremacy mask.
God damn it. I want to dress up as a Power Ranger. Okay, which is your favorite? The white Power Ranger. Let's pick someone else, actually. How do you like the green one or the blue one?
I looked at the screen and saw a picture of 3 full-size Snickers bars and a picture with the hashtag full-size.
We should mention it's a white skeleton mask. It's not a white supremacist mask.
We should. But
that's my favorite Slayer song is White Skeleton Mask.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see the...
Dead Skin Mask, anybody? Good Slayer song.
The little white candy bits next to 3 full-size Snicker bars. 5 full-size Snicker bars.
Andy scrolled his thumb across the screen and showed the address. It was about 2 miles away, which, where we live, meant that it was out in the middle of nowhere, near the edge of the woods.
Mm-hmm. In a trailer up on cinder blocks.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I said, that's way out there.
That's Old Man Slimebeast's house.
That's Old Man Slimebeast's house. Do you think we can get to epic weed? We won't get there before they go to bed. Well, that's true.
Slimebeast canceled for selling marijuana to minors.
Hey, it's not selling if you give it to them for free. No, that's worse. Wait a minute.
Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, not only did the
so now you're a fucking lawyer. Okay,
not
fine.
only did the plaintiffs give weed to an illicit narcotic to minors, he didn't even make any money off of it. That's just embarrassing.
Not only did he give them weed, it was to epic weed at that.
Oh, man.
Abysmii, why did you just laugh like your butthead?
Because I was taking a drink at the same time, and apparently that's what I sound like when I'm laughing and drinking at the same time. I don't know, man.
Laughing and drinking, the Abysmii story. Live, laugh, drink, 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 drink.
Live, drink, laugh, drink, drink, drink.
All right, so who the fuck?
I think
DP.
it's me now.
DP now.
Oh, okay.
Where are we at?
Andy shook his head.
Andy shook his head.
By the way, if it turns out that this is all like a theory pasta about Toy Story, I'm going to be pissed.
Ooh, Andy shook his head. Nah, check it out. He kept scrolling his thumb to all the people who had replied to the pictures. No one was going out there. Everyone was saying it was too far or too creepy or whatever. If they went through the trouble of getting full-size candy bars and barely anyone showed up, they are for sure going to wait up.
Nah.
Not necessarily.
Just eat them yourself.
No, you're just going to leave out the bowl and let people take what they want.
Yeah.
So I bet it's some lonely geezer. I bet it's some lonely geezer who just wanted people to remember they're alive.
Just like Slimebeast.
God fucking damn it.
This is a fucking brutal episode, guys. This is getting heated.
Oh, man. Tomorrow, I'm going out to the car dealer. I'm buying a used truck, and I'm T-boning somebody. I'm not saying who. Somebody's getting T-boned.
You know what? Just try to find me in the assloads of traffic that's around me.
I'll just keep going until I randomly
So your used truck shits out.
So you'll get a used truck. That'll be your second vehicle besides your house.
Yes, that'll be my second home, actually. It has a bed, truck bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
But
I hesitated.
Is it water? But is it watertight? Will you not leak out of it?
Well, you just drive, you know. Oh, I thought you were talking about like for rising floodwaters. Well, I see. I see. I thought you were
more morbid.
See, I thought you were referencing me almost dying. I didn't realize.
I thought you were talking about those times I almost died a bunch of times.
You're talking about the very real threat of flooding.
I don't know who the fuck would ever make fun of somebody almost dying, but yeah, I'm gonna T-bone Abysmii.
Oh, this is the best episode ever. It's my new favorite. I hesitated. I really didn't want to go that far out. It was cold out, and I watched as the thick clouds of breath came out from behind Andy's mask.
Oh.
2 miles? I asked. Andy proceeded to goad me with some of the more off-color insults I'd ever heard.
Oh my god, he's gonna say the N-word. Yeah.
He called me an incel.
Oh.
He called me a Tumblr whore and a thought, and it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
None of which meant anything to me because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about until he pointed out that if no one was going there, then they would probably just give us a bunch of candy without needing to do the mask routine.
So they do like a whole routine from the movie The Mask. It's showtime. No, wait, that's Beetlejuice. Finally, I agreed.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Liar, liar.
Oh my god, are we creating some new characters that are like the off-Broadway reproduction of Jim Carrey's
Alrighty
filmography?
then.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm the cable man.
Yes. Excuse me, do you need any pet detecting? Finally, I agreed. Where are we even in the story? Does anybody out there... Okay, write in the comments below if you remember what's happening in the story.
I know exactly what's happening. We are
Yeah.
dragging it out, but it's actually still pretty much on point.
We're ruining it.
Hey, anybody in the comments, write your penis size.
God damn it.
Even if you don't have one, just write a size.
Yeah. If you don't have one, just rate the size with a negative sign at the front, a minus. Finally,
Well, yeah, you have to write the minus to the exact depth of your vagina.
yes, exactly. Finally, I agreed. If nothing else, it would make for a good story. By the way, use a plastic ruler because wooden ones have splinters. We could make it sound even better. Maybe even live tweet it and see if people could make it go viral.
Okay, I actually like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, it's shallow and superficial, and that is how a lot of teenagers are on social media. So my 30-year-old, God, that's fucking stupid self is like, oh, wait, a 15-year-old would do that. So this is actually rather realistic so far, and that is a wonderful departure from what we've read the past few episodes.
I agree. I would say that 15-year-olds are stupid and immature and short-sighted
Tiny
enough
penises.
to go
I don't want to know how you know that. Moving on.
to waste a bunch of time looking for full-size candy bars when they could be getting objectively more candy if they didn't. Abysmii.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Finally?
No,
No.
we talked.
We talked about doing that the entire walk there. How we could make it seem like we were in the middle of a scary movie. Going up to the house. Hashtag creepy.
There's some weird music playing inside. Hashtag WTF.
WTF?
All of that is accurate and believable.
And terabang and terabang and terabang and terabang. Just that sort of thing to get people paying attention. Even if they were asleep, we could take some pics or something and make it seem like a big deal. What were we going to do?
What
else?
Except that we forgot most of that by the time we got there.
Oh, well.
The house was even further...
So much for that part of your fucking story.
The house was even further back in the woods than I thought. The start of the driveway seemed about a half a mile from the road to the house, and there was a slight bend in it, giggity, so you couldn't really see the house beyond the light that was on one of the windows.
There's a light. Light. In the darkness
This little light of mine.
No, you fucking... Oh, God. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Neither of you like incredibly obvious and overplayed quote-unquote cult movies that everybody likes.
Unpopular opinion, not a fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, wow. Well, next you'll tell me you don't like the Beatles.
No.
Wow. Got a badass
Number
over
15.
here.
Podcaster doesn't like the Beatles. The last thing you want on your podcast about scary stories.
Abysmii canceled, doesn't like popular media.
Yep.
We didn't
Number
stop
14, Hotel Soups.
God damn it.
We didn't stop at the road or anything that dramatic. We had been walking that far, and I think that as much as we had excited ourselves at the idea of the Twitter thing, we were also tired and just wanted to get the candy and go home to watch scary movies.
Hey, vey. Why
Right.
bother then?
As long as the driveway was, it felt like a fast walk. I didn't take my eyes off the door from the moment we could see it. There was just the one light in the side of the house. I think it was a garage light, and it shone out the side window, so you couldn't actually see inside anything. Kind of a weird way to phrase all that, but I do understand what they're saying.
Yeah. I feel like, actually, putting some legitimate thought into this for just a moment, if it's not too out of bounds, I just wish that this had just been, we went on the internet to use Twitter to find out which local places had full-size candy bars. This was one of them nobody else was going to, but we decided we wanted to. Like,
It would be
easy,
cool.
simple.
It would be cool if someone actually tweeted all this out on Twitter and then just, pasted the images in here. Like it was an actual Twitter story.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Great. It would also be funny if there's just like a YouTube channel somewhere. It's like, hey guys, I'm going to show you this epic prank, this life hack on how to get full-size candy bars. Stick around, smash that like button if you want to hashtag full-size candy bars.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should do that. We only have, you have 31 days. Oh, no, -4. Whatever that would be.
You have 31. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Let me take that back.
You have until Halloween. Get started on this YouTube channel. Alright, so is this me now? Why does it feel like it's always me? There was a craved pumpkin.
Oh.
A craved pumpkin with a flickering flame on the stoop. But it was really poorly done. It was craved instead of carved. Somebody really fucked up. Like a little kid or some old person with palsy or a stroke tried to make it. Half the pumpkin was drooping. What? How does that work?
I like that this story has an author that also hates people who have had strokes.
God damn it. And there was a lock on the door. Oh no. I don't mean a deadlock, but one of those little 5-button things that you see attached to doors of houses that are for sale. Oh, this is a Unity game on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old mansion with high-tech key locks, like keypads on the doors.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Alright.
See? Old people. They keep that on there just in case they lock themselves out or something.
Oh, yeah.
And
remembering a code is really super fucking simple if you forget your keys.
Number
damn it,
15.
I forgot my keys. I can't remember anything. Anyway, 568-254-3389, enter.
Rose, get the biometrics out so we can get into our domicile.
Oh, god damn it.
It's not working. It's probably because my heart stopped because I'm an old person and I'm having a stroke.
God damn it.
Andy said in a tone that didn't sound all that sure, but it sounded good enough for me to me as my arm reached out to press the doorbell. The sound of the ding-dong had barely stopped when the door cracked open. Andy and I stood there, not a single word between us as we stared at what we could only assume was a man. Oh my god. What are you laughing about, Abysmii, huh?
They're assuming the gender.
In my head canon, this is Slimebeast.
Oh, thanks.
I just read ahead, and it's great.
Oh, go ahead.
Assuming the man.
God,
man in
fuck
a
you!
doorway.
I just read ahead too, you piece of shit.
He was about average height, a little overweight, but he was wearing this weird mask. He squinted his eyes and really fat cheeks and a puckered mouth, like he was trying to hold its breath.
That doesn't resemble me at all. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't know where you're getting this from, Abysmii, but that's nothing like me.
Behind the man was a single exposed red light bulb that backlit him. You have a good eye for lighting, apparently. He just stood there, wheezing with each breath behind the mask.
Hold on. Alright, just have to use my inhaler. Go ahead.
All right. Wheezing with each breath behind the mask as it slowly turned back and forth looking at each of us. I'm not sure which of us spoke first, but eventually we each remembered to say, trick or treat. That should be in quotation marks. The man stood there for at least another minute looking back and forth between Andy's skull mask and my fox mask before turning around and walking deeper into the house.
What does the fox say? Andy and I looked at each other, and we each said, okay, and we played the first thing that came to our heads, just so happened to be. Even though I couldn't see his eyes, I imagine they had the same confused/terrified look as mine, because a man lives in the house. We're terrified that a man actually lives in the house that we went to for trick-or-treating.
Who's dressed up like it's Halloween, and that's
Ooh.
scary, apparently. Yeah.
Oh. When we looked back, I could see the man pick up a box of candy bars. As he slowly turned back to the door, his arm hit a railing, and he grunted as the box flew out of his hands. Whoa! The candy bars spilling out onto the ground. So this is actually, I like this scene because I assume this is a trap. I assume that the person, hit, quote-unquote, hit their elbow and dropped the candy further inside the house, so now the kids have to go help, I assume that's what it's...
And
I
none
like
of
that.
this is unbelievable because there are people who really do get into Halloween and they make their houses to be spooky, and they also dress up and they greet the kids and they scare them, and then none of this is unbelievable at this point.
And they abduct children and they take the children away and put them into the candy bar dungeon.
And they go fire camping later on.
All the bars on the cell are candy bars. But I do like that because the typical story, the run-of-the-mill story would be, we got to the door and there was a creepy old person at the door who said, "Come in if you want the candy. Come in, come in." Instead, we have something new.
Come in.
Yeah, exactly. But instead we have something different where it's like, oh, the poor old man had an accident. We better go help him,
This story
I can wheeze into the mic.
Damn it.
This is a terrible story for advice on how to get candy bars.
Yeah.
Great story on how to get children abducted. So anyone out there interested in abducting children, this is a great manual.
Anyone out there interested in getting assloads of candy, don't listen to Dead Palette. Because he's wrong as fuck.
Oh boy. See, my position is, why can't you go to both neighborhoods? Boom.
There's not enough time in the night.
There's enough time if you dress like a mime.
No, there is a very, very narrow time frame in which you can do all this.
Oh,
anyway,
that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Brandon Reed.
It's
true.
No.
You go to one neighborhood on the East Coast and one neighborhood on the West Coast. It starts at the same fucking time when you get there.
You rent a truck and you sleep in the back and you go from coast to coast.
Yeah.
You actually slid into my DMs. Slid to within a foot of the door. The man grunted and cursed as he bent over to pick them up. Andy and I didn't move from where we were on the front step until the man turned around. I'm just laughing about, seriously, how big is everyone's penis?
That would be a good line for the old man to deliver. All festivities aside.
Trick or treat, how big's your penis?
We do things a little differently in this house. See, I've got full-size candy bars, but I like to give each kid a candy bar the exact size of their penis. So if you wouldn't mind...
Full-size candy bars for full-size men.
God damn it.
That's going to be my new pickup line when I'm hitting on chicks. All joking aside, how big is your penis?
Oh, yes. There's no wrong answer.
I don't know how big is yours. Well, I'm glad you asked.
God damn it.
Just go up to a group of ladies. It's perfect. How big is y'all? All joking aside, how big is y'all's penis?
Excuse me, ma'am. How big is your penis? Well, how big is yours? This has backfired. Good day, ma'am.
I'll see you later.
No, it is a great pickup line. How big is your penis? I don't have one. Would you like one?
God damn it.
That's called harassment.
Are you speaking legally or as a friend?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Checkmate.
He was on his hands and knees picking up the candy bars, and Andy nudged me, pointing at the candy that was just inside the door. I shook my head, but I can't remember, a moment of panic overtaking me. I just wanted to leave, so I reached inside the door and grabbed the candy. The man's back was still turned, and I knew I could just grab a bar and we could take off running, splitting up if we needed to.
Why would you need
Splitting
to run?
up to where?
Why would you need to run from a wheezing old fat man?
Who's giving? He's handing out.
By the way, that's my
free
pickup
candy
line.
Yeah.
That's my
He's
pickup
handing
line.
out-
Why would you need to run from a wheezing old fat man? Sit a while. Okay, good.
Why would you need to run? He's giving out free candy bars.
You could just, it would be awkward. You could just wait for him to pick everything up and actually come back. But yeah, you don't actually have to step in or anything. Nothing is forcing you to do anything you don't want to do at this point.
You know what would have made a bit more sense here?
What?
If these were very tech-savvy little kids,
Hmm.
then you could believably say that they're randomly scared of this guy pretty much for no reason other than he's a weird old man. But when you're 15, it's like, really? Okay.
Well, yeah, let's just keep reading.
Why he would chase us, I had no idea, but we were pretty worked up by that point.
Nothing
Why?
scary. Nothing scary has
There-
happened. Why?
That's the thing, is because the story is telling us that something scary needs to happen. The author has decided something scary needs to happen,
Yeah.
but nothing has.
I think the author is assuming that everyone else is in the same mind frame, but we have not been given reason to be so.
It just, I mean, examining the story, it is just a fat old guy in a Halloween costume giving out candy on Halloween. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
It's
Literally,
an awkward
that's it.
situation, but it's not scary.
Yeah.
It all happened in a matter of seconds. As my hand touched the smooth, cool wrapper of the candy bar, I felt a vice grip clamp down on my wrist so hard I thought it would break. The man had spun in place and grabbed me. He had been way closer than I realized. Something about the light in my mask messed with how well I had seen him.
Mhm. That's
Okay.
probably covering up the fact that he moved supernaturally fast. We're giving like a reason why
Yeah.
that could happen before we reveal that he's a vampire. You know, whatever.
Yeah. In one smooth motion, he tugged my arm, and I went flying into the door. But as soon as he pulled me past him, my body falling to the ground like a lump, he lunged at Andy. Something flashed in his hands. Andy had turned to run, and suddenly crumpled to the ground. The man stood over him, still breathing insanely loudly, his breath a cloud in front of his face. This is like Dead by Daylight.
He was breathing unnaturally loudly. It's like, no, he was dressed up as Darth Vader. He was just doing a character.
Yeah, exactly. He had big cheeks and a small mouth, just like Darth Vader. Okay. I was trying to get up as he turned, and I saw what was in his hand. A taser. Okay. I
Well, you would
don't
have
mind
heard
that.
that go off.
Well, I don't mind that as much as I would if it was a big butcher knife or something.
Sure,
A taser
sure.
is like, okay, that's not going in with the
Yeah,
trope.
no, the weapon is fine, but I do think we should add a little detail of he moved insanely fast, and then I just heard this loud clicking, and I
Right.
couldn't tell what it was at first.
My friend Andy went.
That was awesome. Somebody capture that and loop that.
Yeah, sure. That's the last thing I remember before waking up again outside of my house. Oh God, my body ached and my head was killing me. My face was cold.
Sorry. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't wake up outside of his house, just outside of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
The house. My body ached and my head was killing me. My arms were pasta and my legs were vomit. My face was cold too. I realized that I wasn't wearing my mask. My face is cold. Where's my mask? I looked around desperately for Andy, but I was all alone.
I have no mask yet. I must trick or treat.
I'm a serial killer. They look like everybody, so I don't need a costume. Mm-hmm.
The front door to the house was closed. The pumpkin was gone off the front step. The lights were off. I scrambled to grab my phone, but that was gone too. I was just about to start running when the panic shifted in me, and I realized that Andy might be in the house still. Yeah, he could have run away, but what if he didn't?
But what if
You
you did?
FaceTime him and be like, "Bro, where you at?"
Mm-hmm. You're both tech savvy, so we know you have your cellulant phones, using your ticker talks And you're...
As quietly as I could, I went around the house. Why wouldn't you try your phone first? Trying to look into the darkened windows, but I couldn't see anything. I was too scared to knock on the door. I mean, it wasn't a prank. The son of a bitch had used a taser on Andy. Oh, yeah, if he used a taser, he's not going to answer his phone.
Yeah, he probably hit him in the phone.
Tase his phone, bro. When I had almost done a complete lap, I thought I saw something moving in the dark. I cupped my eyes to the window and almost passed out as the fat, round mask burst towards the window, thumping the forehead against the glass. That's kind of a movie trope, but okay.
Yeah.
I let out a scream, and it just stayed there, staring at me. Then it looked down at the side next to him, and I watched as something white lifted into view. It was a skeleton mask. Andy's skeleton mask. And there was something splattered on it. Something red. I ran so far away.
I ran until my legs gave out and I tumbled against the first house I found that had all the lights on. I was gasping and crying and begging them to call the police. By the time the police got out to the house, there was nothing there. Okay, so now we're going back to the trope stuff. No man, no Andy, no Anne, no Mandy. All they found was the splintered door frame from where the back door had been kicked in. I hadn't even noticed that in the dark. Okay, fine. If I had, maybe I could have done something instead of running away like a coward. Alright, so the guy didn't even belong in the house. He took a picture of the full-size candy bars and put them up on Twitter himself to lure somebody out. Okay.
All right.
I wish... Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I wish that it had been more of them going into the house to help him out picking up the candy or something, because that was like a glorious idea for a trap to put in your story, but it turned out to be, I reached in a few inches to one that slid to the door, and it was like, well, I mean, he could have just held the candy bar a little bit out of your reach and pulled you in then, you know? There was no need to drop it or anything. He could have just handed you the candy and pulled you in.
I think regardless of how the story ends, I think we can all agree that this is a pretty cool concept, even if the execution is shaky.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I'll give my final thoughts when we finish it out.
I later learned that the lock was on the door because the house had been foreclosed on a week prior. The Twitter account that Andy and I had found was a week old as well. If we had bothered to look, we would have seen that the account followed over 1,000 people and all of 15 followers.
And had
It had all of 15 followers. All of the tweets were retweets from legit accounts except for the picture of the candy bars. It was registered in the name of a kid who went to a nearby middle school, but that's just a lie to throw people off.
That seems like a lot of trouble to go to.
Not too much.
I mean, couldn't you... They didn't check. Everybody was saying that they didn't want to go to that house because it was too far out, or it was too spooky. So nobody checked to see that this person had 15 followers, was a week old, was a fake account. I don't think any of them would have checked anything, making it unnecessary to follow 1,000 people and have a fake name and things like that.
I mean, all you've got on your hands is time. Why not? Why not go that extra mile?
Oh.
And all you got is time. Turn it into abducted children.
Yeah.
To lure someone in, and it had worked.
I cried a lot. I cried as I told the strangers whose house I ran to what happened, begging them to call the cops. I cried when I told the cops and my parents what happened. I cried as I tried to understand why any of it happened, why he let me go, why he only took Andy.
Oh, you're jealous. Why Andy, not me? Am I not good enough? It's been 5 years since Andy disappeared, and there's been nothing. No response. Every year I sit on Twitter and I look up the hashtag #fullsize, checking everything out, making sure it isn't a lie or a lure. I've called the police more than a few times, thinking I found the guy.
Okay.
Alright, DP, why don't you finish us both off?
But mostly, I'm just looking for my friend, so I can stop telling this story and start living my life again. The life that I lost the day Andy disappeared. All for a full-size candy bar. Written by some gig H.
Some gig.
And I like, if you scroll back up to the top, the beginning of the story is, there's a point in your life when things that have happened to you just become stories. Doesn't mean they're less important, but now they're just stories. Even if you're the one who survived 5 years ago, like the beginning of the story and the end of the story match up. And I think that we've read a lot of stories recently where people kind of get deranged and lose focus. So I appreciate that the story is consistent all throughout, even if we have qualms with execution.
If someone had just kind of recited this to me, and I didn't have the time to stop, reread, and analyze, I think I would like this even more than I already do. And I do kind of like this. It does have obvious flaws, but it's a very solid Halloween story. And that is not easy to do, especially with a trick-or-treat setting.
It's a very Ashcan story.
There's no supernatural anything in this, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I think that the only stumbling block is the perceived need to explain to the reader why certain actions were being taken, when really, okay, you want full-size candy bars, we're fine with that. You don't have to go into the whole thing of, we thought maybe we could make it viral, and, we thought maybe the guy would give us more candy bars than one, because nobody would go there, and it's like, it's alright. You could just go there for full-size candy bar. We're with you. You don't have to feel self-conscious about it,
If I were to write this, or I guess rewrite this, I would have it to where they do actually go into the house to try to help him, and he lunges for them. They do manage to get away, but maybe he injures one of them as they get out, and they do just bolt. They go to some adults. The adults call the police. The police find out, oh, this dude's actually been abducting kids. Thanks for helping us find him. To kind of add to that, the whole spooky thing of going to a house on Halloween that actually is a bad place and managing to get out. That's something I would do. Like Brandon said, this premise is rather strong and not something I see a lot of on this site.
Well, so if we had to rate this out of 5 full-size candy bars, I would give it 3.5 full-size candy bars, and it would get the other 1.5 if it was more direct and better utilized the quote-unquote trap that the guy set up for him. Also, I totally forgot about the fact that they were terrified of an old man in a Halloween costume for no reason. That was kind of... that's something I would change, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, give them a reason to be terrified, the guy opens the door before they knock, or before they press the doorbell. Just some little thing that could just be, well, he was by the door, so who cares? Or, he knew they were coming, just something that you could sort of take either way and just say, okay, well, that would maybe freak them out a little bit, I don't know.
If you want to take this in a more supernatural direction, what if they're like, man, I haven't seen any caramellos. It's like, yeah, that's a weird candy. Why are you well, no place would have caramellos. Come on, that's silly.
Yeah.
And then they get there and it's like, it's caramellos. And
it's just all caramellos. All the way down. The pumpkin was gone off the front step too, so I do like that detail because the serial killer took the kid away, but he also brought his pumpkin with him because he didn't want to leave his little pumpkin friend.
That pumpkin is covered in forensic evidence.
You don't know that. Maybe he wore gloves. Who knows? Oh, that's why it was so crudely carved. He did it with a taser instead of a knife.
Pumpkin taser.
Yeah, pumpkin taser. Pumpkin taser sounds like an old German folktale. Be thou the pumpkin taser.
Pumpkin taser. I don't know why I'm doing pumpkin taser in Hitler voice.
Maybe
we must tase all the pumpkins.
Herr Führer, why are you so interested in the occult and science? We must create the pumpkin taser. The only way to win the war.
I will have a pure breed of pumpkins. It should be all white.
God damn it.
No squash.
Oh.
For too long has the orange pumpkins diluted our pure pumpkin patches.
So, to anybody wondering, a lot of people out there say, "Why do your episodes suddenly cut out?" This is why, because if we don't just cut them off at some point, it turns into Hitler, and
It always turns into Hitler, fortunately.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Hey guys, it's the narcoleptic skeptic here. Oh yeah, I had to make a video about all these actors and these crisis actors and these crises. I don't know. This all seems kind of fake, you know what I'm saying? It's just, government, Trump is a hologram, not real. In the 1980s, Donald Trump was killed in a construction accident. 1987 was replaced with a hologram. Cutting edge technology at the time, but now you can see the faults in the system. It's got some artifacts, some out of place details. You can tell it's not real. Obama, he was real. Obama was real. Obama wasn't from Kenya. Obama was actually a moon man from the planet Moon. I'm sorry, from the moon, which is not a planet. It's actually a hologram. The real moon exploded in the 1940s. The Nazis were trying out some lasers that they built because they were trying to defeat the Allies and the Russians, and the Germans blew up the moon. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that I'm editing this video right now, and I wanted to put in a side note. Hitler was not a hologram. Hitler was a holograph, which is entirely different. Okay, back to the video. They were trying to create lasers. I think I said that. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. He was just really tired and he accidentally wrapped a sheet around his neck when he was trying to get ready for bed. I've done it a few times. Also, Jeffrey Epstein's guards, both holograms, not real. They're gonna say that these guys have families, these guards have wives and kids and everything. But though they're actors, crisis actors, actually they were crisis actors, now they're holograms. But yeah, my name is the Narcoleptic Skeptic. If you like my content, if you like my videos, please buy me a cup of coffee on Coffee, because I need to stay awake and make my videos. Holy shit, how long has it been since I made a video? What day is this?
Weddings. If you have to do one, save your goddamn money and don't do them in July because it's fucking hot, at least where I did it. And if you are going to do them, think twice about going to the fucking venue I did, because Jesus Christ, getting a signature drink was so hard and so frustrating that it finally did work out. But there's certain things, I'm not a very violent person. I'm not very confrontational. Don't fuck with me about my alcohol.
Okay.
On my wedding day.
Let's consider where this is going. I don't know if we want to do a plug about you getting married and then saying don't fuck with my alcohol.
You were Abysmii to be funny. Go ahead, try for the funny one. You already did.
Well, I mean, kind of went to a dark place.
You feel really
there.
smart right now, Slimebeast.
Kind of went to a dark place there. All right, we're married. Don't fuck with my alcohol.
Well, this happened before the wedding. This was like in the planning.
Oh,
stages.
so she knew what she was getting involved with. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
And you are aware he's green.
I can change him.
He'll get implants. It'll be fine.
He'll get non-green implants.
Implants and skin grafts. We have a 5-step plan.
You mean flesh-colored paint?
Abysmii, we need you to lay down. We're going to have this person go over you with a paint roller. Try not to get aroused.
That's every morning for me. We just get out the old paint roller. Before I
Every
can go
morning
outside.
there's a paint roller. No, that doesn't work.
I get home, I'm gonna give my wife the old paint roller.
What does that mean? She's gonna lay down and I'm just gonna roll my penis across her. Like, what?
Until I get aroused.